What's up? It's the Fuck the Government podcast. What's up, Wraith? Wraith in the building with the early pull up. Coming through. Shout out to everybody. It's the Fuck the Government podcast where we say fuck the government podcast. Fuck the government. Hashtag fuck the government. Why I say fuck the government, you know why I do. They killing us through the food, through the water, through the air, through the Z's. If you don't believe me, fluoride in the water, look it up. Chemtrails in the air with all the poisons and shit, look it up. The GMOs in your food, look it up. And the CDC making the goddamn diseases to kill our ass. Look it up. So, we're going to talk about some shit today about this bitch ass government. And just a reminder, because at the end of the day, just like they pushed that 9/11 shit, after 9/11, it was every day, just every fucking day, just a reminder of what the fake terrorists have done. Just a reminder, you know what I'm saying? To me personally, it was like the government tooting their own horn, like, yeah, we killed a whole bunch of innocent people, and we're going to keep on talking about it and lie and say it was somebody else. Hashtag fuck the government. Ever since the C-19, everybody gonna keep on talking about this shit. Because the powers that shouldn't be keep on talking about there's gonna be another pandemic, there's gonna be another pandemic, there's gonna be another pandemic. So all right, I'm gonna put you up on motherfucking game so y'all motherfuckers can spread the goddamn word. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you. They're killing us. And y'all sitting there still waiting on Jesus and God to come back. Nigga, you can have heaven on earth right now. All we gotta do is just destroy this government, stop paying taxes. You know, just start blowing up power structures, you know. Hashtag fuck the government. And start eradicating these evil motherfuckers. Now, look, I don't know what I want to talk about first. I don't know if I want to talk about the scamdemic. You know what? Let's get Barack Hussein Obama out the way. Now, he's part of what used to be this bullshit ass government. Now, this motherfucker is just on some bullshit. Now, everybody is talking about what Barack Obama said recently on his wife's podcast or on his husband's podcast. You said it right the first time. No, I didn't. That bitch is a man. Back to the show. Fuck the government podcast. Where my guitar riff at? Anyway, Barack on that bullshit. And we're going to get him out the way first. This ain't going to take long, probably less than 15 minutes. We're going to speed this shit up so we can drop this shit down to at least 10. This is from the Moment of Truth channel. I know I'm going to get copyrighted for this. It's all good. I might get a strike for talking shit. Shouts out to Wraith. Shouts out to everybody coming through. But this is the channel Professor Black Truth. And this is the Moment of Truth. It's good. God damn it. Fuck. What the fuck, man? This some bullshit. But if y'all haven't seen like what Obama was talking about, like Obama was talking about some bullshit. Obama want us to be fruitcakes like him. That's all I gotta say. And this what makes me not like this fruitcake agenda. It's because these powerful motherfuckers keep on coming out and be like, you gotta support them. You gotta. No, I don't have to support these fucks. Because you're trying to fuck with our kids. That's why. I can't support the agenda. Now, don't get me wrong, not all the fruitcakes in the fruitcake agenda fucks with kids. But majority that came out to the forefront with the drag queen story time and the motherfucking model drag queen show, turning little boys into girls. But I'm just saying, Barack Obama has been questioned for a very long time. Now, before we start this video, when Michelle Obama first hopped on the scene, everybody was like, man, that's a badass bitch. He got a thick motherfucker right there. Everybody was on Michelle Obama's nuts. Everybody. There was a motherfucking stand-up comedy show starring my homeboy Eddie Griffin. Great motherfucking stand-up. I think it was called You Could Tell Him I Said It. That's what I think it was called. You Could Tell Him I Said It. Or some shit like that. But he started off the whole show was like, I want to fuck Michelle Obama. Everybody bust out laughing, clapping. It was like, I want her on my team. I'm waiting for Obama to fuck up. As soon as he fuck up, I'm gonna slide right on in. What's up, Michelle? You like comedy? Years later, Michelle Obama is on the Ellen show doing a dance with Ellen, and you see some shit. Jiggle-lang, jiggle-lang, pause. And there was one video, I think a couple years later, down the line, she walking off a plane or like walking out of a door or some shit. She's walking from somewhere, but she's scratching her nuts. Now, I know I've seen women scratch their vagina before. I've seen that before. This bitch was scratching nuts. Pause. 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 Fucking pause. All right. Now, when people was putting their pieces together over time, I was still doing my thing. And what made me start looking is I'm walking in the motherfucking gas station one day and I see the newspaper. And the newspaper say, Obama, the first gay president. I'm like, this cannot be a front page article. Let me pick this bitch up and read. So I pick it up and I read a little bit, and it's more like the article was leaning towards Obama helping the fruitcakes. So I'm like, all right, I put this shit down. I'm like, yeah, that's true because Obama ain't do shit. So I put the shit down and agreed with the front page article. At least you like the front page that I read, because it's like there's more to read when you open up the newspaper. But the first part that I read, I'm like, yeah, this is definitely true. So I think maybe a year go by or some months go by, Joan Rivers get caught by TMZ or some shit. And they asked her a question, what did you feel about having the first gay president or some shit? She was like, we already have one with Obama. She was like, excuse me? She was like, yeah, everybody knows. She was talking about like everybody already knew. Just like everybody know that Michelle is a tranny. And I'm like, now I know Joan Rivers. She's a joker. She's a insult comic, one of the best in the female division. I'm talking like it's a boxing league. Anyway, in the female division, Joan Rivers is on top. So I'm like, she's not joking. So a week go by, she dies in tonsil surgery. I'm like, oh shit. Obama just killed Joan Rivers. Allegedly. But this is the Professor Black Truth channel with the moment of truth. And we about to get off into this right now. But yeah, this shit crazy.
Family and fellow soldiers, I'm the Professor, and this is the moment of truth.
I had a gay professor in college. At a time when the gay folks still weren't out. Who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that. To show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or whatever, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Well, I guess it's safe to say that Michelle Obama's little old podcast must be in trouble because she's brought in the irrelevant ex-president who she was talking trash about a few weeks ago, as usual.
First things first. Hold on, Black Truth. Yo, first things first. No one should be talking about the Michelle Obama podcast. No one. No one should even be covering it. No one. But I understand people got to be content creators. People got to make their content, and I understand why they doing it. But I'm speaking from a standpoint is why the fuck you choose her to do reviews on? I mean, why you choose him to do reviews? It's funny all the way around. It's funny all the way around. But I understand. Content creators, you got to create your content. You got to do your thing. Got to get that money. And it's understanding that you pointing this shit out, that Michelle Obama got no traction on her podcast. Each and every one of y'all that watch my channel get more traction than Michelle Obama. Wait, your channel is better than Michelle Obama's. I don't give a fuck if a nigga don't have no content or no subs. Your channel is better than Michelle Obama. But what he said was true. She don't get no traction, so let's get her husband online. Now, she had been dogging Barack Obama every chance she got. So let's get off into it. Like people don't see it, but real men sees that shit. And also real men know that Barack, nigga, you ain't the man. Man, you ain't a fucking man, Barack. As a matter of fact, let me pick another song. Be a man. For Mulan.
Well, I guess it's safe to say that Michelle Obama's little old podcast must be in trouble because she's brought in the irrelevant ex-president who she was talking trash about a few weeks ago, as usual. And now she's got him on her little sideshow. I don't know which one of them is the bigger idiot. And I find Obama's reference to a gay professor to be doubly interesting because Michelle co-hosts that little show of hers with her brother, who many have already opined is LGBT himself.
Okay.
The black media has speculated since the days that he was in the White House that Barack Obama is a closet homosexual. He certainly has more than a soft spot for the LGBT community. He prioritizes them every single chance he gets beyond.
Yeah, he prioritized those motherfuckers through his whole fucking campaign talking about, we're going to make a change. The only change I made was the change that was in my pocket. And it was all but change. It was change in that bitch.
Anything that any president had done before or since. Now, a lot of people who bought into the fairy tale of Barack Obama's presidency.
Exactly. No fucking president promoted fruitcakes more than Obama. None before and none since.
They've also had problems accepting that Michelle Obama would be part of this, but the reality is the black media told you Michelle Obama is Barack's beard. And that even she knows this. That's part of the reason why she sounds so much like Jada Pinkett talking about Will Smith, another sexually suspect individual. This is what happens with these.
Oh, yeah, Will Smith is very suspect. Did y'all see the video where Will Smith and Alfonso was like chilling like on a beach area or something? And Will Smith kept trying to grab Alfonso's nuts and he kept on pulling away. I'm like, nigga, Will, what the fuck? She just beat your ass in front of all these people. I don't give a fuck how short I am. I don't give a fuck how tall and buff you are. I'm gonna fight you. Win, lose, or draw, nigga. You gonna know, nigga. Stop trying to touch my dick. Pause. Will Smith ain't shit. Will Smith ain't shit for that.
These relationships with these guys, the whole world sees him one way, but they're like behind closed doors, he's totally different. How else do you explain the fact that Barack Obama would marry an openly masculine, strong-featured, grumpy heifer like Michelle Obama? And sure, you can try to say, but didn't he have sexual relations with white women way back in the day?
You didn't see it, but I believe it. This circle ain't no YouTube online somewhere. You just type in Will Smith trying to touch Alfonso private regions or just type in whatever. But yeah, they're going to show, it's a small little clip. I think it's less than a minute, less than 2 minutes. Girl, shit, man, dog. I saw that shit online. I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers. I should have put that shit on my motherfucking like debunking Will Smith in that slap situation. I'm like, this motherfucker, like, damn, I missed that shit. I was like, hey, God damn.
He was having sex with women long before he got around to Michelle Obama. Look, that is allegedly true, but this would hardly be the first time that some sort of high-ranking male did something like this. Remember, a number of male politicians and social climbers in particular, especially the ones who are in elite circles, have done things just like having a woman as his wife just to maintain appearances. That's what happens whenever you're in these circles. You know that you're part of a small minority of individuals, and everybody wants to have family men around them because those guys are perceived to be more stable. So if you happen to be gay, what the world do you do? If you're trying to get to those top echelons, you're not going to be doing it with another man by your side. Just ask Pete Buttigieg. How many Republican politicians have been Mr. Family Values on camera their entire careers? They've had girlfriends and were married for years, if not decades, only for it to finally come out that they were gay the entire time. And there's also been a number of white preachers who've been caught doing the exact same kind of things. When someone of any sexual orientation is trying to climb the ladder, bedroom politics becomes just
I'd rather get caught smoking crack like Marion Barry to be a fruitcake. They called Marion Barry on that coke. Look up the Marion Barry story, nigga. That shit was fucking hilarious. It's like, yo, nigga, I do drugs. Niggas better do drugs to be the fruitcake, Obama.
a tool to get what they want. Men who have gone into the world and struck up long-term relationships with women just so that they can try to find a way to climb the social ladder, that's nothing new. After all, how many of these women out here have caught STDs from down low men? Lots of individuals have sex with women when they have minimal or even no interest in them. And when you mix in the nuances of sexual politics with electoral politics, the situation becomes far more complicated and a lot more perverted. I guess the point that I'm trying to make is something that I said many years ago, that when you have people in these political circles, especially these elite individuals, they don't have marriages, they have arrangements. Why do you think it is that Hillary Clinton?
That's a mic drop. They don't have marriages, they have arrangements. God damn. This ain't a relationship, this is a situationship. This ain't no marriage, this is an arrangement. And plus, you got to think about it. Motherfucker got to think about it. Why did Hillary stay with Bill? I always ask that until I realized, man, they got a corporation together. the fucking Clinton Foundation. And the only reason why I know about the Clinton Foundation, man, bro, I've been knowing about the Clinton Foundation since I was a kid. Up early in the morning watching Jack Vanapee Presents. Jack Vanapee and his wife, Roxella Vanapee. They're Christians, but their news network was debunking what the fuck was going on the other side of the world. And I was like, why do I like this show? I was like, why do I like this show? And then, like at the end, then he go off into his Bible tangent, talk about Book of Revelation this, Book of Revelation that, and all shit. But he kept on saying Clinton Foundation, just like repeatedly. So Jack Vanapee Presents. Shouts out to the lovely Crystal. It's cool.
Stayed with Bill Clinton after all of the scandals, after all of the multiple humiliations. She stayed with the guy regardless. Why? Because she still felt that she needed to be attached to him for her own abortive run for the presidency. That's where her goal had been, Jesus, since she was back in college, way back in the 60s. She had been dreaming about that her entire adult life. She hitched her star to Bill Clinton's wagon, and for a hot minute there, she actually thought that she could pull it off. A lot of people tell themselves that the wives of these down-low, high-profile men are clueless, like Andrew Gillum's wife.
But Bill Clinton wasn't down low. He was fucking hoes. That's the difference between Obama and Bill. Bill was fucking bitches and kids. Obama was fucking niggas and kids. Oh yeah, there's a picture of Obama on a motherfucking boat with George fucking Clooney, one of my favorite actors. Again, I'm like, what the fuck? Don't beat your heroes. They're on a boat with George Clooney and a little child peeking up from the bottom. Obama looked like he just zipping up his pants or something, looking all suspect and suspicious. George Clooney looking normal as hell. In the words of Gucci Mane, well, before he was cloned. In the words of Gucci Mane before he was cloned, Obama is a weirdo. He's a weirdo.
Say that, but even after the man is found out to be cruising for dudes, the wife stays with him regardless. Now, why do you think that is? Remember, these people don't have marriages. They have arrangements. But just because the wife is getting something out of the deal doesn't mean that it doesn't frustrate her. They just learn how to...
Now, let's ask ourselves this question. What did Michelle Obama get out the deal of being the president's husband? I mean, the president's wife. When we saw Obama in office for those fucking 8 years and we didn't get shit, the only thing I saw Michelle Obama do was go on the air and talk about kids need to eat healthy in schools. So now, now I understand kids need to be healthy because look, this country is obese as fuck. And a chick just came out online talking about childhood obesity is kid abuse. So I understand why everybody should be eating healthy. Yes, you should be eating healthy. But that's all I saw her do. I ain't see her do nothing else that was political or game changing or life changing. Just a whole bunch of black bitches like, yeah, Michelle, I don't care what you do. And then school breakfast lunches had like 3 carrots and 2 peas and like 1 tofu meat packet on a plate.
Performance, same way their husbands do. When Michelle Obama griped and huffed like a baby at the question of whether she wanted to have a son, that was an example of somebody who just couldn't contain their frustration any longer.
The former First Lady tells radio host Angie Martinez that she's more than okay with not having a son during the June 18th episode of her and brother Craig Rock.
Yeah, she was okay with not having a son. Most females don't want sons. I've been hearing that all my life. I don't want no son. I want a daughter. And men be like, I don't want a daughter. I want a son. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I've been hearing that all my life. That's not nothing new. But I guess it's a problem with Michelle.
IMO podcast.
You should have threw a boy in the mix. I would. I'm so glad I didn't have a boy.
See, that's how they sound with that same energy. I know you heard it, right? That's how females sound about, I want no boy. They keep that energy right there. Right there. Now, that's why I want to say, okay, that might be a woman now. Because like the way she came off, like, yo, the way she came off, oh my God, pause, man. You're killing me with this shit. I gave you 25 years of my life. You'll take this thing.
He would have been a Barack Obama. Oh my God. Like, maybe Barack would have been amazing. No, I would have felt for him.
She just borrowed our boys. So in the Obama household, they love to take swipes at anything male every chance they get. Barack should have his wife be mentored so she can finally learn some empathy. I think that anyone with half a working brain cell can agree that Michelle Obama has a deep-seated hatred and contempt when it comes to black males in particular. It doesn't matter if they're black men, black boys, or just black anything that's male. She can't stand it and hates them. Why? Well, she's got some sort of chip on her shoulder. Now, she herself said that no black man ever molested her or did anything to wrong her. In fact, she tries to talk and pretend as if she had some sort of grudging respect for her father, but yet she spews venom at black men every chance she gets. So if black men never did anything wrong to her, why does she hate black men so much? The only explanation for that is that for some reason, Michelle Obama has an inferiority complex where black men are concerned. And that's where this comes from. She just doesn't like black men because I guess she felt that she was going to compete against black men or show black men up. There was some part of her that felt like she needed to show black men who was boss. That didn't happen. When she got with Barack Obama, she was making more than him, at least at the time, for a while. And I guess she thought that's the right balance. But Barack Obama eventually was selected by the Democratic leadership to run for public office. He was soon selected to be skyrocketed straight to the top. And Michelle Obama wound up having to play second fiddle to him. And you can tell that this woman's been seething about that ever since. As far as she was concerned, all was right with the world, and then Barack Obama decided he wanted to be president. Now every time you look up, instead of her being the great wife who's showing up her little husband who's just a pet poodle for her, instead it's like, okay, he's still a gutless, completely and thoroughly spineless wonder. But the problem is, I'm playing second fiddle to him and I don't like it. So when you see Michelle Obama finger wagging and lecturing black men and saying, you need to do better and be better at everything, etc., you know that's how she's been talking to Barack Obama behind the scenes, behind closed doors as well. Her castrated husband, this is a guy who doesn't stand up for anything, not even for himself. But he was.
Yeah. I was reading an article. Barack Obama moved in his daughter's boyfriend. I'm like, nigga, what? I'm like, nigga, what? I understand that, like the mother would be like, come on, like you need some help. But the father be like, nigga, hell no. Motherfucker, my daughter was motherfucking 30. Nigga, nigga ain't about to move in this bitch. What the fuck wrong with you? But yeah, nigga, no spine. Will Smith, his daughter posing naked with white guys on model covers and shit. Like, what the fuck? And the son, get on there talking about Tyler the Creator is his boyfriend and he wearing castles on his head. What the fuck?
To the White House, and as far as she was concerned, that's always going to be a feather in his cap that she can't match.
I know, right?
Bragging rights bigger than him on that. So as far as she's concerned, her consolation prize is, well, I can at least belittle and humiliate him every chance I get, just to show everybody, sure, he outshined me, and in the end, he wound up making where I had to take the back seat to him, but I don't respect him. I'll let everybody.
And that's some bullshit. Because at the end of the day, and I know people are going to agree, if you are this man's wife or husband, whatever the fuck this motherfucker is, you're supposed to have this nigga back. Michelle's supposed to have Barack Obama's back because we, the people, don't fuck with this nigga. We are running this nigga name in the ground. She should be by this nigga's side because we could possibly lynch this mother. Know what I'm saying? But I guess you want to back the fuck away a little bit. I won't be surprised if a divorce come out of nowhere. But she ain't supposed to be doing this nigga like Jada Pinkett is doing Will on some Red Table Talk shit. You know what I'm saying? This goes for, wives and husbands all over. It's like this motherfucker was the commander-in-chief for 8 years. Left the game, and he's supposed to have been chilling, but because of Biden bitch ass and Kamala Harris bitch ass, this nigga come out of nowhere and ridicule black people, talk about like we need to motherfucking vote for Biden. Like bitch, fuck you. You ain't do shit for us. Your party ain't do shit for us for over 60 years. And you trying to motherfucking shame us for not voting for the Democratic plantation, bitch, fuck you. Fuck that nigga. Fuck the government.
I don't respect black men in general. And this is the woman he's talking to. It comes time to talk about boys and empathy. This is the individual there. He doesn't seem to understand what an elephant in the room that she is. But then again, he himself has more than enough baggage on that front.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is the signs were there with Jada. Jada didn't want no traditional marriage. Jada wanted Tupac. You know what I'm saying? But Will Smith was like, man, I'm about to get this bitch. I'm going to go through the loops, hoops, and bookie boops to get this bitch. Pause. But she was more masculine, yes. For sure. And plus, she wanted Tupac. And at the end of the day, I don't think Tupac would have wanted Jada because he was trying to motherfucking get Quincy Jones' daughter. So at the end of the fucking day, Jada would have been better off on Tizzy tours all over the place, fucking this celebrity, that celebrity. You know what I'm saying? She should have motherfucking she should have just stayed single.
Neither one of them is qualified or has any legitimacy to speak on what is in the interests of boys of any color, especially not black boys. Neither one of them is in any position to give any advice when it comes to boys at all. They need to keep their mouths shut and learn. But then again, they think as far as they're concerned, their job is not to learn anything. They know it all. They're supposed to be lecturing and telling everybody else what to think, and they just can't figure out why it is that nobody listens to them. But if I were a betting man, I'd say it's probably not going to be too long before Netflix or whatever other white media company is our current sponsor will go ahead and give them some money to make a quote-unquote documentary of some sort, where this is exactly what they'll be saying. Expect to see that in the future from Barack and Michelle Obama, some sort of half-brain documentary that's basically going to be saying the heterosexual...
Man, fuck Obama. This nigga wearing capris, man.
aren't the best mentors for boys. They need to have a gay mentor to teach them empathy. And Barack Obama, he'll tell you exactly why that's important. We got to do something about all this toxic masculinity. We need some empathy in here. We need some sensitivity in here. We don't need all of this stuff we've had all these years. Expect to see that before it's all over. But why even go there? Why him talking about boys need gay mentors in the first place? Why does this man fixate on young men and boys in particular? He doesn't have any sons. He only has daughters. So doesn't it make sense that if anything, he would be advocating that girls should have lesbian mentors? Shouldn't he have been extolling the virtues of that for his own daughters? Considering how they were running around smoking weed and making a mockery mockery of being the first women of color in the White House. I think they desperately need some mentoring or parenting at the very least. That's what you would think Barack Obama would be focused on, but he's not. Instead, he limits his recommendation only to people who have male children, and we all know that when he says boys, he means black boys, because that's who he likes to whine at and lecture and finger wag at. If he didn't mean simply black boys, then he would have made sure to specify that. He went, well, we're talking about everybody, not just black boys, just everybody. Same way that Michelle Obama made it clear that when she said men need to do this or men need to do that, it was black men that she was lecturing, especially when it comes to voting habits. Because boys need to learn empathy, according to Barack Obama. And he said they need a gay mentor in particular because apparently there's something wrong with a heterosexual mentor in his mind, no empathy. Now, if empathy was what he thought was lacking, why not recommend a female mentor for boys, huh? Considering that his wife was sitting right across from him, you would think that he would mention, well, women have empathy. But then again, considering the way that she talks about him, maybe that's the reason why he didn't decide to say that women could teach boys about empathy. I think that all of this is Barack Obama trying to go ahead and vent some of the stuff that he really thinks. What was really going through his mind when he was wagging his finger at black men about not supporting Kamala Harris? This is him demanding.
I wanted to hit that nigga when he did that shit. I wanted the motherfucking dog. I wanted to sleep that nigga, bro. I wanted to pull up to where he was at and sleep that nigga.
Empathy, that's what that is. He identifies with Kamala Harris, same way that he identifies more closely with his wife than he does with any other male that he knows. Now, if Barack Obama felt so strongly about boys in particular needing gay mentors, why didn't he say any of that when he was president? He lit up the White House after the Supreme Court handed down their ruling that legalized gay marriage. That was a perfect opportunity for him to go ahead and say that, especially considering that Trayvon Martin was murdered on his watch. Barack Obama's response to that was the My Brother's Keeper initiative. Basically,
yeah, he told us, calm down. Calm down. A motherfucker just stalked a kid and killed him. Fuck you, Barack. Fuck you. And your government. And the police. And the military-industrial complex. Fuck them all.
Just some more do-nothing political posturing. Same old empty prattling about opportunity gaps for boys and men of color. Here we go with that again. Fixating on boys and men of color all the time. Your first biracial president, that seems to be on his mind constantly. Barack Obama was saying all of this, that parents are the ones who need to seek out gay mentors in their friend groups, because that's actually who he was pointing his recommendation at.
Yeah, ain't no way.
He was basically,
ain't no way in the fuck I'm about to just go out there and be like, I need to look for a gay friend to motherfucking help me out on my empathy just in case I have a gay son. I need to go look. What? You got me fucked all the way up. Let me tell you something. Me personally, I don't have no gay friends. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Because at the end of the day, I worked at many jobs and had many conversations with men. Couple fruitcakes will jump into the conversation, right? And they will add on a little bit. But the moment me and the fellas start talking about hoes, the fruitcakes walk away because they know they're not in that conversation. You know, ain't nobody, you know, it's like, yo, y'all stay in y'all lane, we stay in mine. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like what I got against them, It's like when I saw them promote that shit to the children, drag queen story time, they even had the fruitcake books, dog. I was heated. The only thing that came in my head was that song. Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone. I'm like, yo. What's good? Relentless in the building. Yep. You already know. Yep. Salute.
when you have parents, you have a son who's gay, or you know someone who's a boy who's gay, well, what you need to do is make sure that they have a gay mentor. You want to make sure that gay in particular was there. Because apparently Barack Obama feels that heterosexual mentors, or just heterosexuals in general, don't have empathy. They simply lack empathy. Your first biracial president saying this. And it's precisely this preoccupation with all of these other tangential things that is the reason that black people in particular couldn't get anything from the alleged first black president. Because he wasn't thinking about us. He never did. He's not recommending that people need to seek out black mentors or that the country needs more black mentors due to a lack of empathy in this country. You need black mentors to teach you people some empathy. He didn't include that with his touchy-feely talk. He wasn't making it very clear.
Talk about need to teach black people empathy. Let me tell you something. A white bitch walked into the wrong home and killed the man. Y'all remember that story? A white bitch walked into her wrong home, killed the black man, and you know what the black family did? They forgave the stupid bitch. So get the fuck out of here with this empathy talk. Every fucking time that, I don't want to take it to this far, but goddamn, I got to do it. Whenever a white person, whether they, a man or a woman, kills a black person, it's always the black families that be like, I forgive, and I'll be on this Bible talk. But when it's the other way around, the white parents want justice. Put that nigga out of the jail. He wasn't mentally disabled and all this shit. Fuck out of here, dog. Fuck Barack Obama. And that bitch, Michelle
Make sure
Obama.
there's some black mentors in your friend group. Because if you got any children at all, they need to have black folks there to be exposed to the black experience so they can learn some empathy. He didn't have anything to say about that. And again, he didn't as president either. So what does that tell you? His absolute adamant refusal to speak up on black people's behalf and to take a hard line against anti-black racism, that wasn't because of any political triangulation. It wasn't because he was looking forward to the next election. It's because this is what he actually believes. And he doesn't want anybody putting anything in there that's going to clash with what he wants to see happen. What he wants is basically de-racialization. Black people make it so very difficult for the Barack Obamas out there to finally realize their wet dream of being deracinated. You're not a black person or a biracial person. You're just Barack Obama, the tabula rasa, clean slate, empty nothing. That's the reason why at the 2004 Democratic Convention, when he gave the keynote address, he made sure to say, there is no black America. There is no white America. Only the United States of America. He didn't say there is no gay America. He didn't say that. He wasn't about to say that. If the former failed president is really all hot and bothered about boys and empathy, I'd like to know where he was at when Tamir Rice was murdered. Where was he when Trayvon Martin was murdered? Those were two black boys killed on his watch. He gave insincere lip service to Trayvon Martin, but he said nothing at all about Tamir Rice. So this just goes to show that now that Barack Obama's out of the White House, he can walk around D.C. freely because nobody cares about him as far as they're concerned. He's just some old wrinkled-up Negro who obviously is off of his meds. Well, Barack Obama can keep his anonymity, and another thing he can keep is his mouth shut. It's better that way because every time the tether-in-chief opens his big yap, something stupid falls out. If nothing else, we found something that Barack Obama and Donald Trump have in common. They're both prone to saying absurdly stupid stuff in order to get people to pay attention to them. But nobody in their right mind is about to take parenting advice from Barack Obama. And when it comes to black boys or black men, nobody's going to take masculinity lessons from a guy who tolerates the kind of open verbal abuse and attacks that Michelle Obama dishes out. Parents who have boys, or just people in general who actually care about boys, they're perfectly capable of finding suitable mentors for those male children without the spineless, gutless, brainless, and testosterone-less Barack Obama throwing in his 2 cents. Seems to me that if Barack
I'd rather listen to my motherfucking football coach from high school than listen to motherfucking Barack Obama.
Obama did learn any alleged empathy from his gay professor, then he ought to go back to school because he desperately needs a refresher course. B1.
Nah, look. My thoughts on that, fuck Obama. And fuck the government. Nah, what's next? What was next? I was gonna do yeah, here it go. We go to the Jimmy Dore show, y'all. Had to get that Obama show out the way. All right, let me speed this on up. Yo, after party is over there at Bearded Conversations. You already know he probably live right now. I think it's Tuesday, so he doing the Toxic Tuesday. So shouts out to Bearded Conversations. You know he gonna be live right now. He live right now.
After this dropped. Now, whether that means
researcher admits that C-19 ain't shit. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, really, if you're involved in dodgy medical experiments, you probably shouldn't talk about that shit on a blind date. This is pretty damning footage that James O'Keefe recently got from a lead scientist at Johnson & Johnson openly confessing
that these vaccines were rushed out and that they were never safe and effective. So let's take a look.
Inside Johnson & Johnson's global machine is a scientist, a lead scientist whose very approval or disapproval of J&J products can change millions of American lives. Meet Joshua Reeves, a lead regulatory scientist at Johnson & Johnson. Joshua, in his role, leads the creation and execution of regulatory strategies for new and existing products across Johnson & Johnson.
We run the whole, it's like not only working the products, but everything has to do with the drug. We have to make sure you understand how to use the drug, how to be able to prescribe certain pieces of information, communicate that to the patient.
Now, according to a Johnson & Johnson press release in December 2021, the safety and well-being of those who use the Johnson & Johnson vaccine continues to be our number one priority. Now, for the first time ever, an official from Johnson & Johnson admits to our hidden cameras that the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine was, quote, not safe and effective, unquote. And the company wanted to, quote, just throw the vaccine creation to the wind and see what happens, unquote.
You know, they're like, but like, you know,
There's no proof. I mean, none of that stuff is safe. We do typical tests. The typical process, what takes a product to market, typical process is all this clinical trial testing and stuff in small population. It's just let's test it on some lab run models, analyze and see if it works and stuff like that. Just throw it to the wind and see what happens. I'm sure somebody's going to get sued for that stuff eventually.
The lead regulatory scientist for Johnson & Johnson went into
Now I am just going to say, they don't show her. She sounds hot. So there's always the question, are these...
Hold on 1 second. All right. They changed it up. I got to look for the button. There it go. All right. They switched everything around on the StreamYard. They changed the button prompts. Do-do-do-do.
Guys just trying to get laid, trying to impress the date.
Hey, I got some safe and effective. I'm safe and effective.
Very safe and effective. So there's that question. But given that they literally pulled Johnson & Johnson off the market, seems like he's telling the truth.
I'm sure somebody's going to get sued for that stuff eventually.
the lead regulatory scientist for Johnson & Johnson went into detail about how the federal government applied heavy pressure on Big Pharma in order to hastily create the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine, encouraging speed over efficacy or safety.
The lack of research that was done on those products, you shouldn't be surprised that this happened. It was pretty much the government kind of made a deal with pharmaceutical companies. We're kind of pressured the pharmaceutical companies because we're not going to say no to the government. The government's like, yo, these three big ass companies, we need help. We need to figure this out. You're solving this problem. I mean, basically just had a race to figure out who gets the
What's crazy is she's supposed to be secretly recording them, but it looked like she's holding the camera because I see the shit moving. So do he know he being recorded? You don't say no shit like that on a blind date.
best. People want it.
The CDC has previously announced they're pulling the J&J vaccine from use in the United States. J&J claims it's due to the vaccine's declining use and the company's strategic shift away from the vaccines. But as you just heard, J&J's own regulatory scientist was well aware of the ineffectiveness of their own COVID vaccine.
There's something side effect that's going to happen. It's more or less, all right, what's the worst side effect that's going to happen? Is that better than the benefit the consumer's going to get? It's like, that's the interesting thing that I found about it. It's like, all right, you know what? Cancer patients are going to die anyway. So quality of life is the equation in that instance as opposed to whether you're curing something. You're not curing anything. It's just, all right, are you going to have a nicer 6 months?
Now, I caught up with Joshua Rai in Toms River, New Jersey, Jersey Shore, to get clarification on what he meant by his comments on hidden camera. What led him to say this?
On hidden camera, it don't look like it was hidden. Unless this bitch had like one of those mini cam shits on her collar or something. Because it looked like she's holding a phone. Like the way it's moving, like she's holding the phone. Look at the shit is low. And when you sit down at the table, I know the table is up close to your chest, depending on where you at. So, question everything.
Led him to tell a total stranger that his product was not safe and effective. Here's a little sneak peek of how this went. This is one of the most extraordinary interactions ever, maybe rivaling the one that I had with the other guy inside Pfizer back 2.5 years ago. Yes, sir. And you said that your vaccine was not safe and effective. You said that. Where is he going? He's going to the women's restroom. Are you confused? I am a human man. I am allowed to take a pee in the man's restroom. You shouldn't be surprised that this happened. We have no idea. People, I got it from your mouth. No. Stand behind what you said and explain to us what you meant by it. Undercover investigations like these carried out by our OMG undercover journalists are pulling back the veil on the corruption and lies in our government and our corporations in the pharmaceutical industry. Remember, sometimes 60, 70, 80% of revenue for cable news organizations and other organizations in the news business come from big pharma. The last time we did an
And here's the real crazy shit about all this shit. The real crazy shit about all this shit, most of these people know that it came out that Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and AstraZeneca went through the hearings and they admitted under oath that this shit is killing people. So it's like, why do people not rising up to burn this fucking government down? That's the question that I need to be asked. I mean, on that motherfucker, I want to answer to. I mean, that's the question I want to answer to. Why is people afraid to take down this government after you just found out that you have been experimented on?
investigation into big pharma, like Pfizer. Just a couple weeks later, I was indefinitely suspended from the organization.
So when you're living in this area,
if you're living in this area, fuck YouTube in the ass.
Later, I was indefinitely suspended from the organization I created.
So before we go on, I just want to interrupt just to clarify.
So after all this, he was suspended from his own organization that he created. Hashtag fuck the fucking government. Who the fuck y'all is to motherfucking come in and tell me I can't motherfucking keep the job that I fucking created from scratch? Bitch, kiss my ass. I'm locking y'all up. I mean, shit. I'm shooting y'all up or I'm suing y'all.
Important point. What they must have meant was that it's not as safe and effective as Pfizer and Moderna shots, which are safe and effective, and they don't stop the spread, but they do slow it down, and they help prevent serious illness, hospitalization, and death. Now, the Johnson and Johnson vaccines were, I believe, their emergency use authorization expired in 2023, and it was never.
According to motherfucking Joe Biden, he said you take a vaccine, you straight. So fuck the bullshit. Y'all even changed the definition of vaccine. Y'all motherfuckers ain't shit. Fuck Big Pharma, because I heard Big Pharma name pop up.
So it wasn't like AstraZeneca, which they pulled immediately.
Yeah, they pulled AstraZeneca immediately because countries was like, nigga, get this shit out of my motherfucking country. Like, nigga, countries. Man, dog, I'm gonna ask this question again. People around the fucking world went through this shit. People all over the world join hands, start a revolution train, and end these motherfuckers.
Safety problems that they admitted to. I think we could say that here because they pulled that one. They pulled that one. I didn't do it. But anyway, so that's why there's a little bit of gray area here in terms of what they're willing to say about it. But yes, this is currently the Johnson & Johnson unavailable in the United States as of 2023. I believe the emergency use authorization expired in May of 2023. Right? So there. Right.
Yeah, we got all that out. So yes, well, these are some very interesting observations that he's making. It's always interesting to me that so many people who are so passionate about this subject often were so supportive of Donald Trump when Operation Warp Speed was his big.
There we go. I love when someone else said Operation motherfucking Warp Speed. Warp Speed. Nigga, fuck Trump. Hashtag fuck Donald Trump. They was like, nigga, we voted for a nigga that pushed the vaccines quick. Operation Warp Speed. Get this shit to everybody. Oh, shit. Operation motherfucking Warp Speed. If y'all know what that is, look it up. That Digital Underground, all around the world, same song. Hell yeah, the same old song, all around the world. Man, Australia got hit with the business. They was really strict over there. And I gotta say, fuck China, because they're the one that made the virus. And they motherfucking did this Asian hate bill because they knew we was gonna find out early and start blaming them. It was, oh shit, there might be some Asian hate. There might be a whole bunch of niggas burning down Chinese restaurants. Yeah, that was gonna happen possibly. But we are not your experiments. You are not your experiments. Y'all talk about motherfucking the Asian hate bill. What about the black hate bill? You know what the fuck we've been through since the colonizers came off that fucking boat? Or a spaceship, or from underground, wherever the fuck these motherfuckers from. Everybody arguing over origins of everything nowadays. So I don't know. But what I do know is there has been hell on this planet because of evil people that's killing us through the food, through the water, through the air, through the disease. It's not just our government. It's governments all over the goddamn fucking planet. They don't call it the NWO for nothing. It's Nerf or nothing. I mean, it's NWO or nothing. Jackknife Powerbomb. Real Kevin Nash in this bitch. Scott Hall. Hogan. Macho Man. Giant. X-Pac. I mean, back when he was 1, 2, 3 kid, I think. For real, man. Fuck Trump and we not your experiments. For real. He not your motherfucking experiments.
But yes, I think it is pretty clear, based on a preponderance of the evidence, common sense, that this was rushed out. By definition, there were no long-term studies done on these things. I don't.
No shit. Common sense. How long does it take to fully make a vaccine? What's the answer, Kane? The answer is between 10 to 15 years to get a fully well done, fresh vaccine. According to the shit that I've studied back in the day, like up till now. But even if I didn't study, I would know firsthand that they rolling shit out too fast. Ain't nobody about to take no experimental drug. It's just like, use your common sense.
Talk about this a lot, but I'm almost positive I was injured by the vaccine. It's like partial paralysis. My lip, I got that after I got the vaccine. I'd never had anything like that before.
I never got to see Russell's face before his injury.
No, that's not true, is it?
Yeah.
It's not to the
bit.
point that you would notice it if you weren't looking for it. But yeah, I mean,
And I need to say this. We live on a planet where governments is actually killing their own fucking people. And for y'all Christians out there, where the fuck is your God at? Why is that nigga a sadist watching us suffer? Oh yeah, I forgot. God said Earth is his footstool. No wonder he got his feet on our ass too.
it never went. I thought it was like the wisdom tooth. I had that wisdom tooth removed because I thought that's what was causing the sore. Like that whole side of my mouth was never the same again. Like, what would have caused that? So yeah, man, if you have something.
Shouts out to the Jimmy Dore show. You know, this is Jimmy Dore show. This is like the third person that said that he got vaccine injured. Kurt and Jimmy said they got vaccine injured. Now he's saying, I forgot his name.
Much more severe reactions than that. So yeah, that's pretty damning, given that this was pulled off the market. Again, like sometimes with his honeypot operations, you don't know if they're, trying to puff themselves up for a date. But given the fact pattern, I get the sense that what he's talking about is probably based in reality.
This kid's got to be tortured to date now. Got to worry about
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
It's got to be brutal. Probably murder. How does he get these set up? Does he have like a profile online?
I am assuming he uses like a dating app.
Yeah, got to use a dating app.
Right.
But you got to set up your profile accordingly, and you know what? Bet I guess the people put like what they do for a living on the dating apps. I
Yeah,
guess you can.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then they go fishing.
That's right. And they go fishing, and you go swiping, and then yeah, every once in a while you catch one. That's the thing. It's easier to get dates now.
Because there only
than
does
probably
a
ever.
few of these a year. So yeah, like 99.9% they can't use.
Right.
But the one they can use, right, is a banger.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hell yeah. This nigga just admitted to a fucking blind date that his vaccine just killed people. That's not dating conversation. Now, what dating conversation is, yes, I work in pharmaceuticals. I don't like talking about my job. It's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And on to the next subject. What you like to do, what I do, you know, what's your likes, dislikes, blah, blah, blah. This nigga talked about he saw this so nonchalant, he looked at normal, like, yep, we're killing people. Like, what the fuck? Did you admit to capital murder every time you meet somebody?
Congratulations, you're the next banger. Yeah, I mean it's got to be tough. Especially in
Salute.
DC, right? That's where he's based.
Salute DJ Overtime. Salute Origin. What's good?
All right, is that everything for that one?
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, I thought you had more slides. That's why I was. Yeah.
Yeah, so they removed his profile after this dropped. Now whether that
Truth
means
Zone.
he lost his job.
Truth Zone in the building was good. Yeah, just got done playing some dumbass nigga that admitted on a blind date. This dumbass nigga was on a blind date and admitted to this bitch that the vaccines was killing people. And this bitch was secretly recording this nigga. This shit is fucking crazy, man. But we're at the end of it now. I think I got a couple more clips to play.
Yeah, so they removed his profile after this dropped. Now
That's
whether
what's
that
up.
means he lost his job, who knows?
They deleted his dating profile and he lost his gig. It's like, nigga, you're not supposed to tell people that we killing people. You gotta snatch your big pharma card now. God damn. Why don't you just trick like the next motherfucker? Going on blind dates and shit. Man, the only thing missing on the blind date was the little pop-up bubbles on that show. Like, this motherfucker stupid as hell. What is he thinking right now? I mean, like, what is she thinking about, like, knowing that this... What if she wasn't recording, right? And she was just trying to just meet a date? I know she like, so you're telling me that the vaccine that my grandparents and my aunties, friends, and brothers and sisters took, you said it's killing people? I would have got up from that table, slapped that nigga, and left.
I mean, really, if you're involved in dodgy medical experiments, you probably shouldn't talk about that shit on a blind date.
Yeah,
Probably
right.
a rule of thumb.
Get to know somebody a little bit first, right?
Alex Jones on Tim Dillon show last night. You know that's Alex James now. That nigga don't look like Alex Jones no more. That's Alex James. That nigga clone. That nigga ain't the same no more. But he said he was on Tim Dillon. Is I subscribed to Tim Dillon? I need to check that out. Alex Jones on the Tim Dillon show last night. Did y'all watch? I need to check it out. I gotta check it out. They're making a Frogs game. Black Alex Jones, Infowars.com. Black helicopter spray shit, get people COVID. You gotta check it out. Salute, low key in the building. Just got done listening to this nigga just tell his blind date that the vaccines are killing people. And this nigga just lost his dating site and he got fired from Big Pharma. Dumbass nigga.
I mean, who knows? Maybe these aren't.
But before that, I was covering Barack Obama talking about we need gay role models to talk to our kids about empathy and shit. You know, just in case we have a fruitcake son, we need a fruitcake friend to help out the situation. I'm like, Barack, Fuck you, nigga. He get on his motherfucking wife podcast on some red table talk shit because her podcast ain't getting no traction. Everybody in this chat right now, podcast is better than Michelle Obama's. Here's some bullshit. All right, now this is some bullshit. Now I know I gave everybody in here a ranch. Why don't look like y'all got y'all ranches? That's some bullshit. I'm heated about that. Fuck this StreamYard shit. I know everybody in this chat right now got a fucking ranch. Why don't look like y'all got a ranch? Man, let me know y'all got a ranch on y'all end, man, because nigga, this shit fucked up on mine. The Rock try to stay relevant. That's what it is. I don't know why. We don't like that nigga. I liked it better when he was quiet. This nigga pop up out of nowhere talking about y'all should vote for Kamala. Nigga, where the fuck you come from? Nigga, fuck you. Nigga, you ain't do shit for our people for 8 years, bitch. You told me to calm down during the Trayvon Martin incident, and you ain't say shit about the Tamir Rice case. Bitch, fuck you, Barack Obama. Barack drama.
States. Maybe they go out a couple.
I mean that would be a good sketch. Like
Yes.
Dr. Frankenstein gets honey pot.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
No, we dig up the bodies from the cemetery. We take the best parts
Yeah,
of the bodies.
Yeah.
So
Word.
Shaded Heels says Attorney General Pam Bondi fires Maureen Comey from her job as top DOJ Manhattan prosecutor, the daughter of James Comey per Politico. Second time I sent this, I see your game. Oh, is that right? Is that right? So is that what they're doing now? Now they're gonna start holding people accountable. So Bondi fires Comey. Is that a thing? Let me look that up. Maureen Comey, daughter of James Comey and prosecutor Jeffrey Epstein, is fired. Okay, so this is what they're going to do to make it look like they're pissed off about how this is handled.
Hey, come see us on tour. We're gonna be.
All right, that was that. I think I got a couple more clips. No, I think I got a couple more clips. Where is it? I'll go to my watch later. If it's not, I think I probably grabbed it in my recordings, but I'm gonna have to go to another file. All right, wait a minute. Yeah, I think was this it? But fuck it, hold on. I think that was it. Tulsi Gabbard going after Obama on some shit. I think that was it. But Tulsi Gabbard, she got some shit on her motherfucking. She got some skeletons in her fucking closet too. I think I covered some videos on her. But why everybody is distracted by what's going on the other side of the world and what's going on and some bullshit, this shit happened under our nose. This is what I wanted to cover. Operation Centauria's Shield. Look that up. Operation Centauria's Shield.
Texas just flipped the whole game. Operation Centauria's Shield. Have you heard of it? No, you haven't because the media have been silent about it. But here's what really went down. 244 child sex offenders arrested. 109 children rescued. Let that sink in. This wasn't no small time thing. It was a massive month-long sting. 70 different law enforcement units, plus the FBI, all moving like shadows. And the crazy part, these predators weren't just sliding in DMs. They was creeping through online games, group chats, and even apps that your little cousin probably got on their phone. The whole network of evil just got exposed, and nobody's talking about it. And y'all worried about the shit that's going on overseas, but this right here, this was on U.S. soil in real time with real kids. That's not just a bust, that's a rescue mission, and the shit should have been talked about everywhere. So say it loud. 109 kids are safe today because some people are still out here doing the work, even when the cameras ain't rolling. So look, y'all, stay aware, protect your people, and don't let these fucking headlines distract you from the real war. War for our children.
That's right. The real war. The war for our children. Always some underhanded bullshit going on in the background. Yup. Like everybody's distracted. Yup. That shit happened right under our nose. But I still got to question that. My question is, why the fuck the shit wasn't publicized? Why all these law enforcement agencies and Fed agencies come together for this big sting and only grabbed 240 people. Should have been a lot more than that, but I guess 240 people operation is a big operation if they all over the place and they have to grab all these agencies to come together to motherfucking scatter out like a Criminal Minds episode on the private jets and shit, flying all over the place, catching these motherfuckers. Now, my question is, did the kids make it home safely? They said 109 kids, 240 people arrested, 109 kids saved. I think it should have been more. I think it should have been more on some real shit. It should have been more. Now, you know how shady the government is. I want to know if those kids really made it home safe. That's all my question is. Did they make it home safe after they got rescued? Because this shit is not publicized in the news. Not on local news, not on mainstream news, nowhere. This shit just here, catch it in the article, or probably catch a clip somewhere and you don't see this shit again. It's like, I want to know if those kids made it home safe. 109 kids. So, you know, good job for stopping the trafficking, but what if, because you know I don't trust the government, I question everything. What if that the government threw one of their own under the bus? Yes, I said it. They threw one of their own under the bus and did this big ass thing to grab these kids to give him the Epstein because he's still alive. That nigga ain't kill himself. That's not right. That's not right. Well, I don't trust the government as far as I can throw. Who's home? Something about the government raided homes of some 240 traffickers and saved 109 kids. Yep. I just want to know if the kids made it home safely because this was not publicized in any media. Right? I doubt it. I doubt it was 109 kids that were saved. I think it was more. I think it was more kids that were saved and like they gave 109 number. It's a specific number. A specific number. It's an odd number too. Or is it even? All right. It's an odd number. But it's an odd number, but like like whenever they give numbers, it's always off. They always off. As far as I know. It was a joke, my bad. It's all good. It's all good. I thought he was asking a question. What was going on. But yeah, there's another clip. There was another clip I think I had. Oh yeah, you gotta yesterday I went to go holler at Trump and I had to put the burner to his head and tell him to say these words. So and I also told Trump to have that same energy that you always have in your speeches. Do not fuck up and act like you scared. If you act like you scared, I'm gonna beam your ass. So Trump was like, okay. I'll say the shit. So this is Trump new speech, y'all.
Popping off someone's ding-a-ling doesn't make them a woman, it makes them a eunuch. But you already knew that, right? So, as I was saying, George Soros, Bill Gates, and many more are pursuing a depopulation agenda. Very inappropriate. Poison in the food, take medicine, endocrine disruptors, psych meds, and mass immigration. They want to turn your kids gay, retarded, or both. David Hogg, Harry Sisson, and that one fat chick are the prototypes. Very off-putting. I don't often say the word yuck, but I think it fits here. Conspiracy theories, for the most part, are simply spoiler alerts. Alex Jones, paragon of truth and justice, has been saying these sorts of things for years, and it's high time.
Yeah, no, I made Trump say that. AI is getting out of hand, y'all. The AI is getting out of fucking hand, y'all. Wait a minute. What's this? What is it? Oh no, okay, no. Okay, yeah, here we go. I think this was it.
We got money for wars, but we don't have money to feed people. It's like Tupac used to say, talk about the White House having all these rooms. And then there's people in the streets. The amount of greed and narcissism that we possess, each one of us, because we see it in people that are just like us. They say money is the root of all evil. I'm not saying that that's true, but time and time again, that argument gets stronger and stronger. We see it all the time. People love their money more than human beings.
And in the words of Drake, I didn't want to quote Drake, but the repetition, trauma, and symbolism are 3 forms of mind control. So by me quoting Drake, but only on the strip of this video, he said money get motherfuckers, it just, money, they love money. So in the words of Drake, money over everything, money on my mind. Now, after hearing that, you ask yourself this question: money over everything, money on my mind, right? So money over everything means money over your family, money over your fucking children, your friends, money over everything, money over my. You wanna ask why you got so? Tell my job. Said she missed the old Drake, girl. No, that's Drake. Not this new shit trying to go up against Kendrick and lose. And now you want to sue. Go back to doing shit for the ladies. Tell that bitch I'm coming home. Coming home. All I care about is money in the city that I'm from. All I care about is money. So you don't care about your family, your friends, your kids. Oh my fucking God.
You need some bed, okay? You need a fucking mattress, a place where you can heat up against a good friend to have a conversation with. We don't need caviar, okay? We don't need bottles of champagne. Shut the fuck up. There's certain days that are beautiful. I don't think life is beautiful, but we can make it.
Yep. Life isn't beautiful, but we can make it. And this is why I say the only solution is revolution. We got to eradicate the evil government so we can have clean air and drink clean water. They're making us pay for grapes, apples. All right, I got one more video, y'all. Now, I didn't watch it, but I said I was, but I gotta I guess this is for everybody. We gonna watch it together. Tulsi Gabbard is doing some shit. It say Tulsi Gabbard threatens to charge Obama with what? Oh yeah, over the Russiagate shit. Oh yeah. Like I ain't watched this video. Like I was watching other shit. Here we go.
So I wanted to also talk to you about
God.
what I'm calling reverse.
God fucking damn it. No, bitch. I will. What the fuck? It's my phone acting like a bitch. I'm calling my phone a bitch. This phone ain't shit. Here we go.
So I wanted to also talk to you about what I'm calling reverse Russiagate, because that's, oh God, we got to do this again. We got to do this from the other side now, Ryan. So again, if you're
now, her energy right there is the same exact energy I feel. Like, oh my God, we got to deal with this Russiagate shit again. We all know it was a hoax. You know what I'm saying? We got to deal with this shit again. I feel that.
just now joining us, you are in fact watching the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm the guest host for today, Misty Winston. We're joined by Ryan Kirschbaum. We're talking about.
Her name is Misty. Okay, Misty from Pokemon. Okay, Mom. I'm gonna throw a ball at her. If you ever need, it's my destiny, Pokemon. Oh, in the threesome that began, Pokemon. She let me play with those boobs. You cheat on me, bitch. I'll leave you and go poke your mom. I'm playing.
A couple different things, but right now I want to talk about reverse Russiagate. So I'm sure most of you have heard about this by now. So Gabbard is threatening prosecution against Obama administration officials for treasonous conspiracy. Ryan, they're not going to arrest Barack Obama.
Yeah, they're not going to arrest Barack Obama. And two, Tulsi Gabbard, bitch, you should be going after motherfucking Biden for motherfucking lying to the American people, talking about the vaccine is safe and effective. You take this shit, everything gonna be all right. Hey, yo, Fauci, let these motherfuckers know.
So stupid.
I agree. I mean, who knows? You know, I mean, maybe we could be at a place where things are just so desperate because everyone is looking through what they're doing that maybe they push something boundary. I really don't think Obama will be that person. Maybe some underling associated, but even that, I just don't believe it. I'm with you. I feel like this is going to be the same thing in the other direction, where
Yeah.
you know, it's going to be this long process and all this information. I mean, the precedent is what I'm always saying is we need to look at the statements, precedent, and the outcome. Nothing else seems to matter. The narrative, you know, and so if you look back at the precedent, I mean, how many times have we seen, left or right, anybody really held accountable outside of very fringe, you know, I would argue things that almost dealt with like outside, almost like local law enforcement dynamics, right? Didn't end up having the real federal government involved. But my point is that like Hillary Clinton is an example. I mentioned this so many times over the years.
Speaking of Hillary Clinton, Trump first term, lock her up. Lock her up. Shouts out to Low Key. You already know. Look, Trump said, lock that bitch up. As soon as he got in office, he said, fuck that bitch, you also some other shit. This term, I'm going to end inflation on day one. I asked everybody in the chat, how y'all pocketbooks looking? I hope it's cool. I hope y'all know how to save money. Y'all smart people. But according to everybody else, well, at least my pockets, I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke. Hashtag fuck Donald Trump and fuck the government.
I forget their names, those two gentlemen from Boston came in to like break down the pay to play in front of Congress. I mean, they nailed it to the wall. The amount of evidence was overwhelming. Nothing happened, right? Or Trump or anybody, right? They always go through these processes, but nothing ever actually happens. So I'm of the mind that this is exactly what you're saying. It is about trying to distract, but let's be clear.
That's the word of the day, distraction. He said it. Remember Pee-wee's Playhouse when you say the secret word, everybody just go crazy and shit? Yeah, nigga, everybody's been crazy in this bitch.
Was manipulation that happened there, right? It's like like to one side or the other. They obviously made this up. They obviously made up a whole bunch of things based on like Russian memes and different things. It's clear that they blew this out. Now, maybe to overthrow and shift power. I wouldn't balk at that for a second.
Nigga, Putin was laughing like a motherfucker, kept saying, stop listening to the United States propaganda.
And should they be held accountable for it? Sure. But the interesting thing is what we're now ignoring to go in that direction. And then the point being that we don't think they're even going to go after them, So we'll see what happens.
No, they're not going to go after them. This is going to be like a Benghazi or Russiagate 1.0. And it's like a cycle. And they're so effectively able to just repeat the same stuff over and over again. They're not very creative.
Yeah, I was about to say that. They're not creative at all. And it almost made me fucking think that that's why they want to roll out the AI, because they're not smart themselves and they want a robot that's smarter than them. You're going to fuck around and create my nigga Ultron with a God complex. This nigga looked at humanity for 5 minutes and determined the fate of our world. Nigga.
May work in our favor, but the idea that people keep falling for this and keep there's people all over Twitter right now really excited that there's going to be an arrest of Barack Obama. I saw somebody post an AI image of Barack.
If we're gonna arrest arrest Barack Obama, then it'll be because of trafficking. Do it for the traffic. Y'all need something legitimate that's gonna stick. Pause. You're killing me with this shit. You can't even say sticks no more. Pause.
Being arrested and all of this other stuff, and it's so absurd on every level. And there's, for example, here's Jason Bassler, great journalist, I'll believe the Trump administration will arrest Obama right after they get done arresting Hillary Clinton. Remember that, Ryan? Lock her up.
Oh my God, she said this shit. I ain't even watched this. I already said that shit, y'all. Y'all heard me. Yeah. You my high. You my key, but the first time it's going down. You my high. You 3-6 Mafia. You my high. You my key. Stay fly.
Start Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton or Bill Gates or Fauci or a whole long list. More than even just COVID, right? A long list of promises that haven't come to pass. The point that I think Jason would make himself is that you can make all these promises and then right after he's elected the first time, I forget positive statements about Clinton. I forget the exact phrasing, but it's right there in front of us.
Yeah, and how many times have they done it? I actually think he even said kind of a Barack Obama type thing. We need to move forward. Yeah, you know what I mean, like that, like Donald Trump, who went around for his entire campaign in 2015, 2016, talking about lock her up, and then immediately upon getting elected, he's like, "Oh, we got to move forward." And it's like Obama. We tortured some folks. We got to look forward. You know what I mean? It's just we tortured some folks. It's fine, guys. And that's what's so astonishing to me is that they continue to do this. And they're so effective at it that they can just get away with it over and over and over again. And people just continue to buy in. And it's mind-numbingly stupid. But I also kind of get it because I think people want to feel like somebody's fighting for them desperately. And that's why they're so able to get away with this type of stuff. So this is another one that I thought was funny. This was under a tweet about Russiagate. It's imminent. It's on Pam Bondi's desk right now. The arrest warrant is signed, sealed, delivered. It's on the desk, guys.
It's just so crazy, and my same kind of thought though is that I wonder how much of this is, how many are genuinely just going like, I'm not feeling this. Like, yes, lock Obama up, but this still feels wrong with the way you're doing it. And then the influencer side that is screaming that this is everything. I think it's hard to tell right now how much of them are really buying this. I keep seeing like the Gunther and
Salute Brown
saying Bondi will be the best in history. If it's I can't believe what Trump's done in 6 months. Just really trying to be like everything's so great. It's like that meme. This is fine with the house burning down. That's what it feels like. And I don't think.
Oh yeah. That meme is funny as hell. It's like the dog is sitting down at the bar counter drinking, and while everything is on fire, and the motherfucking dog is like, everything is fine. Like, no, nigga, the place is burning down, you dumbass.
Will be a huge portion that will continue to support whatever happens, like we just talked about. I'm really of the mind that most of them are, they're just not thinking this is going the right direction. And so, to the Obama point about it, it's clear that Tulsi Gabbard. The way that went down, they're still trying to tap into the things that we like that have some more veneer of honesty to it. Gabbard. I lost any thought that Gabbard was going to be something different when she just fell in line with Clinton last time. She like same thing. She's the worst, and then now I'll endorse her. They're all going through these same processes. But yeah, I think this is pretty much distraction, despite the points we already made about the validity to some of it.
He said distraction again. What's his prize? He gets some dollar store headphones and a Capri Sun. All right, you got your prize.
Yeah, no, there's no question there's some validity to it. And I think that, you and I, from jump, we knew that Russiagate was bullshit. There was a great deal of...
Yes, we all knew it was bullshit.
People who immediately caught on to that, immediately called it out. And so there's no question that there's been some shenanigans happening behind the scenes, but they're never going to do anything of substance about it. I think that that's been made abundantly clear. And some people will argue, oh, well, then why did they go after Trump? They didn't really. If they wanted to go after Trump, he would be in prison. Like that, there's plenty of evidence.
Yeah, one thing I say all the time about that is, from the real nonpartisan perspective. Every single one. Presidents as far back as I can look have been committing war crimes. I lived since World War II with very clear reality, just very obvious actions and foreign policy, even domestically. So if you really wanted to go after them, or let's just take your point. Let's just say Trump. If they wanted to go after Trump, there were many things. How about assassinating Soleimani under a guise of diplomacy in an international airport? There's many things like that any of them apply to, but they don't. They go after the things that they know will, peter out, I would argue, or maybe are set up to fail in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. And just selfishly, before we wrap up the Russiagate portion of this conversation, there was a fairly significant victim of the Russiagate bullshit, and that was Julian Assange, which that was used against him very loudly.
Yep.
And hey, Donald Trump, considering that you're the guy that spied on Julian Assange in the Ecuadorian embassy, you're the guy that plotted to assassinate him while he was in the Ecuadorian embassy, and you're the guy that had him arrested and thrown in Belmarsh prison. Maybe the least you could do right now is issue a pardon. How about that, my guy? Everybody,
Free Larry Hoover too. Just saying.
go and tweet at Donald Trump and tell him to pardon Julian Assange. Everybody should do that for me.
Free Tory Lanez also.
I agree with that. Hey, come see us.
All right. That's it. In conclusion, Tulsi Gabbard look kind of hot in the MILF kind of way. Like, I'm looking at a picture of her. I'm like, you know, that she got some sex appeal. You know, that she can. I might have to motherfucker like infiltrate her office and, you know, try to smash for a key card to get to a secret facility and shit. You know, to get the real files. I want the real files. Bitch, let me in the door. But anyway, in conclusion, shouts out to everybody coming through. Shouts out to Braz. Shouts out to Crystal. Shouts out to Ray. Shouts out to Low Key. Shouts out to who else was in here? I know I missed somebody. Shouts out to Relentless. Shouts out to Origin. And yeah, man, shit crazy. I need to talk about this shit real quick because Obama's on that bullshit, Trump on that bullshit. Oh shit. No, there was one more thing I want to try to hit. But I think it's too late though. But fuck it. Nah, man, fuck it. This shit is important. It's only 3 minutes.
You notice your friends or family who are vaccinated actually have a whole different personality or are more angry, just overall different since getting the injections? Well, there is a strong association between COVID-19 injections and neuropsychiatric disorders. Let's jump in. So this comes directly from the FDA and the CDC, and I'm going to leave the link to the study in the comments, of course, but these were the thresholds that were all breached for being way over. And so you'll see that all these things I'm about to list off are a
Man, I wish I could, man, but like, oh, they took away the feature of making videos on the phone. I mean, like they took away the feature off my phone StreamYard. I gotta get a laptop now in order to play my clips. So I'm looking at a $250 laptop or probably 200. I think like lowest 175, man. But like that $250 laptop, I think I'm up there. They got a lot of good power and shit, good memory and shit. So I'm like, oh, God, I don't want to do this shit. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. But if I'm going to expand this shit, I gotta get the motherfucking shit. So they took the motherfucking feature away. I'm mad about it. I'm so fucking mad. I'm mad because I can't even play music no more. But I gotta take the good with the bad and just and just go back to what I was doing before because I wasn't playing music before when I first started the Fuck the Government podcast. So like when they added the feature of me playing clips and music, I was like, bet it up. I'm about to use this shit to my advantage. I guess those motherfuckers mad. They like, man, we don't want no revolutionary music playing with this podcast no more. The motherfuckers hating. Make the nigga Hurricane get a computer. Yeah, let's halt his progress. It ain't hard shit because at the end of the day, nigga, I value my motherfucking bills being paid over a goddamn computer any day. Bitch, nigga, real shit. I don't give a fuck. Nigga, if I ever get a computer, if I want to put my music on a clip shit, nigga, I just motherfucking make like a quick 10-minute clip of some shit, get my feedback, and throw a music video at the end of that bitch of my music. Bam. Problem solved. You know what I'm saying? Just be a little more creative. That's all. But yeah. I'm a little upset about it, but it's all good. Because at the end of the day, I can't wait to leave YouTube and start the revolution any fucking way. That's awesome. Keep your deal first.
Times as well. So psychosis, 440 times more likely. Dementia, 140 times. Schizophrenia, 315 times. Suicidal thoughts, 150 times more likely. Homicidal ideation, 25 times more likely. Brain clots, 3,000 times more likely. Depression, 530 times. Violent behavior, 80 times. Cognitive decline, 115 times. Delusions, 50 times. Of course, they think that the psychiatric harm is caused by the accumulation of the toxic spike protein being accumulated. But of course, it's probably mRNA, lipid nanoparticle, and God knows whatever else.
Yeah, this bitch got a whole bunch of music in her background. They sound staticky. I don't know how it sound on y'all in on the StreamYard, but what she was saying in so many words that like whoever took the motherfucking lethal injection, it not only is fucking with your body, but she's talking about the neurological aspects of what it does. Fucks with it heightens your depression, anxiety, gives you motherfucking brain clots. I never even heard of a brain clot before. I heard of blood clots, but a fucking brain clot. Wow, you know what I'm saying? And the suicidal thoughts. And, you know, it just like it's fucking with motherfuckers' neurological shit. And this is how I know it's an experiment. Because different people was getting different effects all over the fucking world. And motherfuckers are dropping dead all over the fucking world. Young as 14. So we are not no fucking experiments. Hashtag fuck the government. This your man's Hurricane. Fuck the Government podcast, episode 45. Take the 45, put the beam in the government's eye and blast. Cause just a fuck the government podcast. Catch y'all on the next one. Next was gonna be the HHN special reports, and I'm working on some music and after party at Bearded Conversations. We out.